Hey, if you're a leader, I got some good news and I've got some great news. The good news is you can always get better. The great news is it's not nearly as heavy a lift as you imagine. What I'm actually talking about is EQ, emotional intelligence. Now, a lot of leaders think, well, I've got lots of experience. I'm really intelligent. I've got lots of IQ, got high IQ, lots of experience, been doing this a long time. The results have been good, therefore I'm great, and therefore everything's fine. Here's the thing about IQ though. IQ is fairly fixed. Once you get to early adulthood, then it's kind of what you've got is what you've got. And there's not much you can do about it. Sure, you can get better. You can kind of learn how to do IQ tests. That doesn't actually make you any smarter. And these days with AI, who needs to be smarter anyway? There isn't a question I can imagine that you can't ask that you can get an answer to. But if you want to get better, let's talk about EQ, emotional intelligence. The beauty, the good news of emotional intelligence is you can improve it all the time, like every day, like 10x where you are at the moment. And as I said, it's not a heavy lift. Let's have a moment of frankness for a second. We've all got some blind spots. I have, you have, everybody has. Here's a conversation I had with a client of mine just yesterday. We were talking about EQ. We were talking about how to develop it. Let's think about the 5 elements of EQ for a second. First of all, it's self-awareness. Well, can we develop self-awareness? Yes, we can. Is it a hard lift? No, it's a real easy lift. You're just going to have to start doing a bit of introspection, doing a little bit of navel gazing, maybe get a journal, start writing, give yourself a daily score. What was my scorecard today? How could I have done better? When I said this, I could have said that. Maybe I should have said this. I didn't say that, right? Self-awareness. You can improve that real easy. So start working on that today. Might be worthwhile to consider taking an assessment too, of course, to figure out your starting point, benchmark yourself against all the other leaders. Anyway, that's self-awareness. Next, self-regulation. Think about self-regulation. When anybody gives you some bad news, do you roll your eyes? Do you huff? Do you puff? Right? People, they notice those kind of things. One of our clients says, what you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. And that's so true in self-regulation. Self-regulation is the thing that keeps you composed when everybody else maybe isn't nearly as composed as they need to be. So self-regulation, think about what you're communicating with your body language, your tonality, your size and your eye rolls and all of that kind of stuff. Very easy to fix. Okay, next, motivation. There are actually only 12 levers of motivation. We think there are lots and lots and lots and lots. There aren't. There's only 12. Figure out what they are. It's all in the book, but you can figure out what they are and then figure out how to motivate your people. Not everybody is perhaps as intrinsically motivated as you are. Some people need attaboys and lollipops, right? And some people need to feel connected to the organization. How do they do that? You figure out what is on their bucket list, right? When you can connect their own things that motivate them and you can connect those to the corporate goals, so personal goals connected to corporate goals, and you'll watch motivation go through the roof. Empathy is the next one. Well, can you improve your empathy? Yeah, you can. Does it take effort? Yes. Does it take effort every day? Yes, it does. You know, psychological safety, trust and truth, all of that stuff hangs off the ability to see the world through somebody else's eyes, from somebody else's perspective. It's kind of like they don't care what you know till they know how much you care. You know that old expression. So empathy, easy to fix, only if you pay attention to it. Get working on that today. Then the final one is social skill. Now you might go, well, I'm an introvert, not so great at that. Great, the best leaders often are introverts. Social skill is not only just being able to walk into a room and do a town hall and hold everybody's attention. That's some of it, but it's only a tiny part of it. It's also about reading between cultural cues, what is being said, what isn't being said, reading between the lines and so on. Empathy social skill, motivation, all of these EQ things, they just need some intentionality. And that's the great news. It's a muscle. You get better every day. You pay attention to it. And lots of studies, so I'll wrap up by saying there are countless studies that prove that EQ is 400 times as important in terms of leadership skill and ability in developing your company than IQ. So you've been relying on your IQ for long enough. IQ got you here, EQ will get you there.